I survived the Galveston hurricane of 1900. This guy's tired out. The thing is, hurricanes are deadly. They're like typhoons and all that kinds of things. The thing is, you just have to be able to do right things at the right time. The deadliest natural history in American history. It's 1900, and actually Charles feels lucky to be able to live in Galveston, Texas. Oh, Texas! I forgot the lyrics, but I know the tune. Sure, there are storms sometimes, but however, nobody worries about them, as usually there's just a storm and no hurricane. Even a famous weather expert says that it's very impossible for a strong hurricane to actually strike Galveston, which is why a few people actually worry on the morning of September 8th when this big storm starts to brew, and also when they try to grab their hats and also like taste the water. It's salty and they're super surprised. Charlie actually watches with horror as things seems to start happening. One of the things seems to be that he swept away from his parents from the house with the bully that was supposed to be taunting him. Then he met up with the bully, be able to rebond themselves. Light. Imagine there's light coming from the hands that I'm grabbing. And that's basically what seemed to have happened. Tonight, much of the city is under 20 feet of water. And will Charlie actually find a way to survive the storm of the century? Sure, it probably would be. I mean, it's very impossible for hurricanes to actually get here, according to weather scientists, who turns out are dumber than I expected. No offense to the famous weather meteorologist who I just criticized. I'm very sorry, but you did suck at predicting this hurricane. The thing is, I can't say that this guy did anything wrong. I can't say that this guy didn't do anything wrong. He did do something wrong. But why? Why should people not worry? At least think if it's possible. Anything's possible nowadays. Anything's possible. Anything is literally possible here. If Charlie watches with growing horror as water rises and tastes salt water, what would it be like to actually be in a hurricane when you're in a house that's not hurricane proof? And then having going to a place where your whole home was just completely destroyed. What would that be like? I mean, it is 1900, and Charlie does feel lucky, and I would probably feel lucky to live here in Shenzhen. Also, I'd probably prefer somewhere more mild and with actual winter snow. I would actually prefer a place with snow and not very hot and mosquito-less summers. Also, I'm not sure any place is mosquito-less except Antarctica, and that's too cold. They literally have 6 months of day and 6 months of night. Let's stop complaining about places that are mosquito-less. I would actually prefer to be in somewhere else, but I'm still glad that I'm living here with my mom and sometimes my dad, who's now on a business trip. So I guess I'm lucky to be here. Just like how this guy named Charlie feels lucky to be alive and feels lucky to be living in his hometown. Also, I will admit that this place is typhoon proof. I'm in Asia, so we call it typhoons. But I actually think that I have to think of the worst case scenarios. Don't just think about what's possible, or at least what you think is possible. Think about every possibility, everything that could happen, even the impossible situations. Think about it all. I guess that's my advice. And when you're stuck at sea and a hurricane and you're outside, what would you do? I would try to float, at least, and try to grab onto something that's comfy and also bouncy, so that when I land on the impact, I wouldn't I wouldn't get that hurt. Also, somewhere soft, so even if I get hurt, I wouldn't be that hurt. And also, I remember the typhoons that happened when I was at my old home, the home that I used to record in before we moved here like a year ago. There was a typhoon, and I was going to school bus, and we literally saw trees snapped right in front of the entrance to the bus stop. We literally saw trees snapped off, and we were all so surprised. I saw the typhoon myself, and it came as a shock to see something that wind that trees have been able to survive against, as long as I remember, couldn't withstand it. The tree's dead now, of course. There's a new tree there, but I still remember it as clear as yesterday. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode of Hunter and Sean. And I'll see you guys then. Sean out. Peace.